Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from, and welcome back to our channel, guys. Welcome back. Today we'll be coming to you live from Eldoret, in our home, in our garden, and today, as per our title, we will be giving you the 9 hacks that you need to survive or to enjoy the holidays and enjoy the new year, guys. And today we'll be coming to you from our bench. So guys, the reason we are doing the 9 hacks, we know we've had a very challenging year. We've had a good year. It's been a success getting to the end of the year, and we want to finish this year with a bang and begin the next year with a lot of strength, with a lot of vigor. So straight to hack number 1. Hack number 1, guys, is do not race a stranger on the road. For you men, I know you're tempted to always race. Yeah, you've been saving your car for the last 1 year. You've been saving a lot of fuel for end of year festivities. You're on the road and you meet a stranger. Man, I know you are tempted to show them what you're made of. And as you come to the end of the year, this is the wrong time to do that. You don't know where your stranger is going to. Probably they're rushing to an hospital. Probably they have an emergency. But for you, plan your journey very well. Don't race anyone. For those who drive the Mazda Excelas, the CX-5s, the diesel ones especially, you guys want to show us that your cars have turbochargers. You want to show us that you are made of diesel. But that's not the right thing. As we go to the festive season, don't race any stranger. For the guys going on public transport, don't allow your driver to overspeed. This is a time we want to be very cautious. Whenever there are a lot of moving parts on the road, it's prone to, one, we can get an accident. We can hit each other. There'll be traffic jams. There are guys who've never moved out of the city. And with that, I would say, driving efficacy is not on the best levels for sure. And there are guys who are learning also. Let's accommodate everyone. Don't race anyone. Yeah? And that goes our first hack. Our second hack, guys, when you're traveling during the festive season, one, they're bound to be out of, I would say, traffic jams. And with that, we have to be ready. And the first thing you need to be ready with is carry snacks, dry snacks especially. I would advise you to carry nuts. There are different types of nuts, from groundnuts to peanuts to a lot of other nuts in the market. Go to supermarket, buy a pack or 2 per person. Carry dry biscuits. Digestives give you a lot of energy when you're traveling. You never know, you might be holed up in a traffic jam while traveling, and the best thing to do is to be ready. Have snacks with you that can last you even for a day or 2. You never know what can happen. Carry water. If you have a car, in your boot, put in a crate of water. They never expire, of course. You can use it to the next year. And biscuits, digestives as mentioned, very high on fiber, very high on sugar, and I bet any of us can eat that. You can take some crisps, or potato chips for those who want to call it. Take it with you, save it. It might come in handy when you're stuck on the road, when guys have blocked each other. Carry some snacks for sure. That takes us to hack number 3. Hack number 3. Hack number 3, spend wisely. Yeah, it's a no-brainer that we want to celebrate the ending of a year that has been. All of us have saved. I don't know if all of us have really saved very well. And they usually say January comes in with no mercy. And to give you an interesting fact, guys, that January has 42 days, and I'll tell you why shortly. So in December, most employers want to pay their employees early enough, and also then they want to go for an holiday, and they pay most probably while we are showing you this video. You can hear my chicken are celebrating. Most probably when you'll be seeing this video, you'll have been paid already. Most employers pay between 20th to 22nd for their employees to go and celebrate, and for all of them to take time off. So you're paid on 22nd. That's 9 days before end of the month. So that's 9 days before January. January is 31 days long. So 9 plus 31 gives you how many days? Gives you 40 days. Now, most employers will delay to pay you in January. So they'll pay you probably around February 4th. Yeah? And that, of course, gives you 2 more days. So the reason why January is very long is it's 42 days long. 9 plus 31 plus 2 days gives you 42 days for January. And the fact that the resources are not there, now it might double up the days to be 84, because when there is lack of or scarcity of resources, time doesn't move for sure. So as we come to January, December, let's spend very wisely. And I have a hack for you for that. So when you're paid on 20th or 22nd, first thing to do, go and deal with the non-negotiables. Pay your rent, first thing, just get that off your list. So that means December, you'll pay double rent. You paid the other day and pay for your rent right now. Number two, just save up for your electricity bill. Pay your electricity bill up front, pay for water. And for us who have kids, for those who have young ones who are going to school, if you can, pay half of the school fee so that you don't get in trouble with your head of school telling you to pay school fees. And if you're to shop for uniforms, for the guys who are shopping for their school uniforms for their children, this is the time to buy now. Number one is there's no traffic on those shops that I would say sell uniforms. Number two, they've not hiked any prices. Yeah, so you'll get good bargains while you're going to buy the school uniforms for your kids. Number three, where you go and buy your shoes. Right now, people are buying the festivity shoes or the fancy shoes. That means school shoes are cheap right now because the demand is very low. So I would tell you, shop for your kids as early as now for their school and spend wisely, guys. So after you've paid your non-negotiables, which is probably rent, water, electricity, for those who have kids, you've paid half of their school fee. You've bought their uniforms. I'd give you another hack. And remember to shop for the necessities that you usually use in your house, like the sugar, the rice, to allow you to get a soft landing when you go to January, when most of us can't afford meat, where you delve into the vegetarian business. So ensure also that you shop for the bare necessities in your house as we go to January. The remainder, a third of it, do whatever you want to do with it. On top of your savings, which you've had, I would say, throughout the whole year. So you can enjoy that, you can treat yourself, you can rudisha pole to your body during the December. Of course, do it with caution. Don't get into trouble while you're doing it. Don't overindulge. And we'll go to our fourth hack, guys. Hack number 4. So hack number 4 applies to all of us. It doesn't matter if you're going on public transport or if you're driving. So hack number 4 is on vehicle maintenance. For drivers who are plying the long routes, transporting most of us to our destinations, to our homes, ensure that your car is on, I would say, on tip-top service mode. It's on the best of its shape. So in hack number 4, I'd advise you that service your vehicle very well. For those who don't know that the types of service to undertake on your vehicle, for those who are going to dealerships, that's okay with you. For those of us who can't afford to go to the dealers, hack number 4, ensure you take your car for air service. Air service means you go and change your oil, engine oil, and check all the critical fluids in your vehicle. That is from, I would say, engine oil, from your brake fluid, clutch fluid, from your radiator fluids, and any other fluids. For those guys who drive the 4-wheel drive vehicles, ensure that you check your differential, gearbox oils, check your diff. And with that, allow me to show you the critical points that you check. You know Otieno is about to go on leave also, so if you don't take care of your vehicle, Otieno will be enjoying his holiday. He will be on the mobile subscriber you're calling is not available. So with that, ensure that when you take the car for service, be there, get it done well. So I'll show you, for those who've never seen any, I would say those who drive their vehicles to a mechanic and they leave, today, allow me to show you the critical points that you need to check while doing your vehicle service. But before you go there, apart from service, ensure that one, your number one suspension attire, which is your tire, is serviceable. Yeah, many people don't know that you have to check your tread size, or for my Kalenjin friends, tread size before you travel. You see, that is the only part that connects you and your vehicle to the earth or to the earthbound surface. So if your tire is not in its best shape, possibility of skidding off the road, possibility of an accident when you're trying to brake is very high. So I'll show you the critical points to check when you're doing maintenance, or the points to look out for when you're about to, I would say, commence a journey or your safari for that matter. So I'll show you using a prop. I'll be using our Subaru vehicle to show you the points to check. I bet nearly all vehicles are nearly the same, except only the automatic or manual ones. So join me as I will show you the parts or the points to check out for in a vehicle when you're doing maintenance or before you travel. So when you take your car for maintenance, essentially this is a normal setup for most of the engines. This is a boxer engine though, so the cylinder heads are horizontally opposing, but usually it's nearly the same setup. So the other one would be inline. So but the car manufacturers made it very easy for any car owner to be able to understand what to check out for on a normal day and what you take out to the mechanic. So usually this is the engine, guys. This is the intake manifold. However, the oil is supplied during maintenance through this yellow cap here, and it's even written engine oil. So when you take your car for service this Christmas before you start your journeys, your mechanic will change your engine oil. They'll also change your gearbox oil. The gearbox is down there, and there's a gearbox oil filter there. So also when they change the oil, they usually change the engine oil filter. So the oil filter works like your kidneys. Anything circulating in the engine, a foreign particle is trapped in the oil filter. When you're changing it, you'll throw it away. So it's very sensitive to the mileage you do. Some guys do 10,000. There's a very big argument of if you'll do 5,000 or 10,000. We'll do that another time. So but for today, change your oil filter. So after you change your oil filter, ensure that they also change your air cleaner. So the oil filter is the kidneys. The air cleaner is your lungs or the nostrils for the car. So the air cleaner for Subaru is here, and most vehicles it's located in the same location. So after that, do what you call a critical check, and one very critical check is the battery. This is where I would say cranks your engine, allows your engine to start running, and if this dies, it will just disappoint you. It never tells you when it's dying, and there's a very nice indicator for most batteries. So here there's a glass. There's a glass installed by most manufacturers. If it's green for the maintenance free, means it's okay. If it's red, it's about to die. So also check your terminals should be tight. This is the earth terminal, guys, so usually it's covered by a red to avoid any short circuiting on the chassis and such. So after you've checked your battery, change your gearbox fluid if you've never done it for a long time. It's good to change it. And as mentioned, for the guys who have the four-wheel drive, like most Subarus which are all-wheel drive, they have a transfer case which is on the other side. So there's a dipstick for the transfer case which is hidden away. Many people don't know it. It took me a lot of time even for me to locate it. So the dipstick for the transfer case is located there. So after that, you can do your fluids for the differential, which is the diff, people call it diff, differential gears, which is on the rear side. Now, before you begin your journey, I'll show you critical checks that you do that are very, very simple, that you can do it on your own, without any assistance. So critical point number one, as mentioned, they're marked with yellow markings. This is the radiator. Make sure that there's enough coolant here. Many people put water, but if you're doing long travels tours, make sure you put coolant. So this is the radiator, this is the radiator cap, and this is the reservoir for your radiator. Put it on the right level, don't overfill it. Many people overfill it, you get your car overheating. This is the full level. So check your radiator, coolant level, check your wiper. It's also on yellow. Ensure that your wiper fluid is full. The battery is okay, you've checked with your mechanic, should be green. Check the level of oil on your engine. This is a dipstick for oil. Let me try and just check what we have. So it has the full and empty. Should be full, and the viscosity for the oil should be, I would say, consistent. So you've checked your engine oil. For gearbox, this is a dipstick for the gear. Yeah, that's it. Uses the ATF or the CVT fluid for the guys who use the modern, I would say, gears. So that is full, that is empty, or there is hot mode and cold mode. So check on your dipstick, it's clearly written. So you've checked your gearbox fluid. After that, check on your power steering. All the vehicles are right now are power assisted on your steering. Otherwise, your steering will be very hard. So ensure that it's on the right level. There is also the hot max, cold max, hot min and cold min. Mine, I can see it's on the cold max. The vehicle has just started. Ensure it's on the right level. Otherwise, you'll have a very hard time steering on the road if it goes down, and you can spoil your steering box. Another item to check is your brake fluid, also marked on yellow. Ensure if your brake pads are new. There's a myth that most mechanics or guys in the petrol station mess you up with. So if you see that your brake fluid is on the minimum, usually it's meant to tell you that you're about to change your brake pads, so long as there are no losses on the braking system. So if you have changed your brakes, should be on the max. If it's you've not changed your brakes for a long time, should be either on the middle or below, so long as you have no leakages. So ensure that tells you if your brake pads are bad. So if it's on low, before even topping up, go to a mechanic or change the brake pads entirely. So if you're using all discs, same thing, change all the brake pads. If you're using front discs and the rear drum, change the linings on the rear and change the brake pads on the front. So we're nearly done, guys, on the, I would say, safari checks. Before we continue, feel free to subscribe. I'll tell you the only way you support us, the only way you keep us going, the only way you motivate us. Subscribe to our channel. Don't be a stranger, guys. Interact with us on the comment section. Drop a comment. Drop my viewers or my subscribers a very nice message for a Christmas as they travel. So another critical item that people forget to check is what we call a pollen filter. When you're driving around in your car, you're driving around on the road, there are a lot of dust going around. And one thing that prevents you from ingesting the dust or all those bad gases when you're trapped on traffic is a pollen filter. And guys, it's not here. Yeah, thank you, chicken. She's come out of roasting, so she's enjoying also my video. So the pollen filter is in the cabin. Yeah, so it's inside the car. I'll try and show you where it is after we are done with the checks. And the last check before you begin your safari is the tires, as mentioned. So allow me to show you the types of tires that exist out there, or people don't know. Or I'll take you today what we call the thread check for my Kalenjin peeps. So this is a tire that is on my yard. We use it for keeping our flowers from the chicken. So this is a tire that has done its fair share of work. As you can see, if I put in my finger, I can touch the deepest part of the thread for that matter. You can see the edges are done. So this is a worn out tire. With this one, if you brake, if it's wet, I can assure you it will be kaboom. You'll be hitting another vehicle on the road. So this should not be on the road, guys. So this one we changed recently, or it should be around 8 months ago. For me, this was a worn out tire, but for others, still use it. So there are two types of threads. There's the deep thread and the shallow thread here. So my obvious check is when I can't see this shallow thread, that tire is done. However, the tire manufacturers still allow you to use the tire until this is very shallow. I would say there are meters outside there that you can use to check. I would say they come on, when you go to any tire manufacturer or any tire dealership, they'll check for you. Otherwise, also don't be fooled. Some guys want to sell you tires, so let them give you the check and do it yourself. So this is a semi-done tire, but for me, this was a safe tire to be on the road, so we changed that one. So I'll show you what we have on the Subaru for now that we are using. So this is the tire we're using. I hope you're able to see it. Let's go to the other side. Yes, so this is the thread. This is the shallow thread and the deep thread. So long as it's half inch in, that's a good tire. if it still has the masharubu, or this, let's say, people call it masharubu, still a good tire. So with this, you're safe to begin your journey. And with that, that goes our hack number 4. Let's go to hack number 5, guys. Car hire is our hack number 5. Car hire is a very good tool that allows us to move around without essentially getting a car or owning a car. And with that, you're able to access your rural folks over the Christmas. I know there's a pressure for guys to own vehicles, but car hire is a good bet for you to get a means to move your family to your home. It gives you your own space. But for guys who can't afford car hire, no worries, take your public transport. Right now, I think many companies have really improved on their vehicle standards. The shuttles, the seats are very nice. Some even have charging ports. Some have TV, some have Wi-Fi. So car hire, guys. So car hire is a very nice tool for you to transport your family this holiday. And of course, get a good deal, go to a reputable company, and lease a good car that will take you not with heartaches, but will take you with joy home. So when you're doing car hire, number 1 item you should be checking is the same thing we've just checked on our hack number 4. Ensure the car is fully serviced, ensure the tires are good, ensure the brakes are good for you to safely get home. And I know there's a story going around that, guys get very cheeky. When they get a car hire, they go and maximize it. So whenever you get a car hire, number 1, set an alarm or a reminder on the return date. I'm giving you hacks. The holiday is very nice. You really enjoy yourself until you forget the day you are supposed to return the car. And I don't want you to get into a lot of expenses after you've enjoyed your holiday and after you are done with your merrymaking. So set a reminder for you to ensure you don't miss that return date, and agree with your car hire vendor. Go for a company. Also check your insurance. I forgot that, guys. Check the type of insurance on your car. If you're hiring a vehicle from a car hire, I bet you should be having a PSV insurance. If it's on a third party, I'm telling you, you will be left to hang on the dry very, very easily, or you'll be getting into trouble with the car owner or the car hire, the people who hire the car for you. So car hire, for the guys who take cars, don't use it to carry construction materials. Don't use it to go and plow. I've had stories of guys going to the farm to collect maize. Yeah, you're using the Voxy you've hired to harvest or to collect your maize from the farm. You're beating the car to pieces, guys. So when you get a car hire, ensure you return it in a good condition. Don't overload it. Return it on time. Don't switch off your phone when it's time to return. So for the guys who do car hire business, I have very few things that I'd advise you to do also. It is a buyer-seller agreement. However, if you're doing a car hire business, ensure you have a tracker on your car. And on top of that, you have an immobilizer. Guys are very cheeky. Or tough times have bred very smart people. So a guy will go and switch off their phone. So you should be able to track and trace where your car is. If need be, if you see a car doing a lot of runs on a single line or on a very localized space, that car is doing something not very nice. Probably the guy is collecting maize from the farm. Yeah, you should be able to immobilize the car. Yeah, but of course, immobilize the car when it's stationary. Don't immobilize the car when it's moving. But I bet with the new technology, they've put in safety features to ensure that there is no accident. So car hire, let's take care of those cars, guys. They're meant to serve us beyond the festive season. Hire a car on the days you can afford. Don't go beyond the prescribed dates. That will come with a lot of charges, hefty charges, that will mess your finances for January, which is 48 plus days old. So let's go to our hack number 6. Food safety is our hack number 6. So during this holiday, I know we'll be able to eat a lot. We need to marry. We need to, I would say, rudishia pole our bodies. So food is one of the essential commodities or components of our holiday making. For those guys who will be remaining in the city, I know most of you have traveled. Now is not the time to be eating in hotels. Otherwise, you'll be served very, very stale food, unfortunately. So right now, try and avoid the less frequented spots for food. So try and get food from either a very busy place, hotel, or even I would say that shack by the road. They serve very fresh food for sure. They don't have fridges, so get food from a place where you see it's busy. When you go to a ceremony, be very selective. You know, in ceremonies in our culture, we know that people who smoke cigarette should not touch food. People who snuff tobacco should not touch food. For those who've experienced those stomach upsets, you know what happens. If a single bit of tobacco drops into meat, guys will get, I would say, a very good stomach cleaning for free. Yeah, you will get diarrhea. So whenever you go to a ceremony, if they have not gotten they've not outsourced the food services, try and avoid the stew or the meat. Yeah, we don't want you to get stomach upsets for the rest of before you get to cross the year. So, but if you like it, you can get a good free detox. Eat anywhere, eat any food. I bet you'll have a very rough time. But as our hack, make sure that you don't eat food from a less trafficked hotel. Don't eat food anywhere. Eat your junk. Right now, you're allowed to eat your junk now. Yeah, eat your biscuits, take your water, hydrate. We want you to be healthy as we cross the year. And with that, our hack number 6 on food closes. So let's go to hack number 7. So hack number 7 is save some money for the gym for the next year. You know, right now you'll be eating a lot of junk. Right now you will eat anything and everything. Your food regime or your food discipline will be out of the window. So the only way is to, one, save some money for the gym, subscribe for the gym as we cross to next year. You know, as we age, for those who are young, as you age, your metabolism slows as you, with time, yeah? So whenever you eat any food, you'll add a lot of mass. As we cross the next year, we need to be fitter and better to run the whole year. So hack number 7, save some money for the gym or a gym instructor. And also get some good attire. Right now, the gym accessories, which is the sport shoes, the tracksuits, the sweatpants, are very cheap, guys. So this is the time to buy. So save some money for your physical exercise next year. And with that, we'll go to our hack number 8. So hack number 8 is language. And this will be a funny one. You know, the folks who are in the city, your English is impeccable. Our friends from the US who are coming back, our summer bunnies, welcome, guys. And with that, language. In the village, English is not a cup of tea for everyone. Yeah. So if you come to the village, tone down on your English, guys. Our acumen or our, I would say, superiority in English is very low. So whenever you ask for water, if you say were, you will not be able to understand. If you say milk, you will understand. Yeah. You can hear the birds are already on the festive mood. They're giving me very nice soundtracks. So language. Ask for things in a very simple way. You must ask for something and you brought something else. Ugali is ugali, it's not ugalai. Meat is meat. Yeah? If you can even substitute with a local dialect, like for my people, if you want mursik, say mursik. Don't say fermented sour milk. Nobody understands that. We will give you nothing. We'll give you water. So tone down on your language. We know you guys are used to be given everything. Here in the village, things are scarce. Yeah. If you want something, please ask in a very nice way. If you find that drunkard on the road, speak to them in Kiswahili for directions. If you speak to them in English, you'll find yourself in Tanzania. So language, tone up on your language. English is not for everybody. If you're speaking French like François, you know, La François, je m'appelle Kalumdon, please try and learn some Kiswahili for the village. Try and learn some native language. So as a hack for number 8, get a language that anybody can understand. And yes, welcome to the village, guys. Hack number 9. Hack number 9, guys. Power. I'm not saying political power, but I'm saying electricity. When you're traveling, number 1, you might be held up in traffic. You might be held up in, I would say, you might be held up in traffic for sure. You might come to the village and there's power blackouts. You know, Kenya Power doesn't prioritize the remote areas on power restoration. Probably somebody has plugged the transformer, the power transformer for sure, yeah? Not the other transformer. So when you come here, when you're traveling, number 1, ensure your device or your phones, I know you guys call your devices phones, we call it phones, telephones. So ensure your phone is fully charged. Number 2, on that hack, configure your handset on low power modes. There's no 5G, or there's very low coverage of 5G outside Nairobi. That means if you enable 5G when you travel, one, you might be offline, or number two, your device will consume a lot of power. And eventually, before you cross Nakuru, your device or you're out of power. So ensure you lower your power consumption or your performance for the device for you to enjoy more availability. Carry a charged power bank or two, one or two. Don't just carry a power bank. Charge your power bank in your house. Ensure you stuck it somewhere on the glove compartment. If you're traveling by public transport, stash it in your bag, carry two. If you're on public transport and you're traveling on very nice buses like Easy Coach, they have charging ports. Before you alight, ensure your device and your power banks are fully charged. When you come to the village, another thing is there might not be power. If you're lucky, you have solar. The demand for that solar for charging is a lot. So everybody be looking for that. Lower your device performance. And very important for my viewers, you and you and you and you. Carry your Type-C cable. Here we are using the ordinary charging cables. You will be asking the whole village for a Type-C and you will not get it. I'm assuring you that. Carry your Type-C for you to charge your power bank, charge your handset, and for you to enjoy the Christmas holidays. And with that marks the end of our hack. And as a bonus, guys, as you can see, we are in the farm or we are in the garden. For those who've missed our episode of the grapes are doing very well. So we have friends coming in, which are our birds. They're coming in to enjoy our grapes. So with that, I'll give you a bonus hack. It comes from John 3:16, and it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, for whoever who believes in him may be saved." So this Christmas, as you go out and about, ensure that you bless someone. As you say, we've been blessed the whole year. We are happy to be alive. We're happy to be seeing my video today. And I thank you for that. For my subscribers, thank you for always coming back to our channel. Thank you for subscribing. For those who not subscribed and are watching our videos, we love you. But if you can, please subscribe for you to support us, for us to grow with you. And thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas and a blessed, bountiful year 2024. God bless you and see you soon. Bye-bye.